9 vibrant and refreshing white wines to welcome summer, The Globe and Mail. More than a 66-million-year-old egg found in Antarctica, scientists finally resolve the mystery behind The Thing Times of India. What does the sun look like up close? 10 Tampa Bay. Stocks slip on infection concern, treasuries climb, markets wrap, Yahoo Canada Finance. Astronomers just discovered the youngest ever baby dead star, CNET. A busy signal from outer space, Space Daily. Spaceflight Inc. signs multi-launch agreement with SpaceX for rideshare services, Space Daily. Researchers crack mystery of dinosaur eggs missing from fossil record, Infonews. TransLink introduces smart lockers at various SkyTrain stations, City News Vancouver. Windsor to be test market for Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich in Canada, Windsor.